What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome once again. Yeah. Getting ready for a ride. While I get ready for the ride, I'd like to thank all those who have been supporting me, those who like the videos, those who dislike the videos, those who commented, those who subscribed, those who have been checking me out every single week. I appreciate, I love y'all, respect, thank you, bless, peace, and all of that. While the helicopter goes above me, I've had so many people come up to me asking me about SERGIE'S Riding Partners episode that I don't have a choice. I'll just have to release the video by parts because it was so lengthy. So without further ado, here we go. Part 2, Riding Partners, the legend of SERGIE. Enjoy. Unfortunately, that's the stigma now.
Yeah.
And it's funny you should mention, you change the dynamics of wheelies because, riders here have the reputation for being reckless and only focus on themselves because they're selfish and in my personal opinion, they could have a little more regard for their safety as well as the safety of road users. So I appreciate that you're not focused on stunting just for showing off sake, but because it's actually a skill and you can only enhance that skill if you do it controlled
and safe.
If
you're trying something that is very dangerous and you get in an accident, that's how much time you off of the road. That's how much inconvenience. So riding mad, it wouldn't be in your best interest.
That is correct.
So you have to learn what you're doing as safe as possible while doing it. A lot of people might see me not wearing gears or a certain amount of gears like before, but I do wear gears when I'm doing particular stunts or tricks. But a lot of these other tricks that I've done, I've come to is be very easy to me. Like riding is very calm. So sometimes you might see me without a lot of gear. I would have my gloves, my helmet, but I wouldn't wear so much chest protection or stuff because I on a cool. But if I come out and I know I come out to display my talent, I'll put on as much gear as I can.
I respect that, my brother, and I think a lot of persons will take your advice, especially, I wouldn't say new riders, but persons who are intrigued by the art form of wheeling or any form of stunting on a motorcycle. They have to take into consideration there are certain things you need to be mindful of, and one of them is your safety, because if you're learning how to do something, well, even after learning how to do that particular thing, I think it's important to have protective gear that could mitigate any form of injury.
Not only protective gear, when you are learning, you have to go in a controlled environment. You can't be doing these things on the road and you're learning. It's very dangerous. You understand? You might see me doing it on a road, but I've been doing this, as I just told you, for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm very skilled and controlled on the road, but if anything can happen, because we can't always control everything that happens, but you should try to the best of your ability too. That's why, like, when you're learning to drive, you take your time, you have an instructor. When you're learning to ride, you have to also go in some place to fully understand what you're doing before you head out to the road. I kind of think too what happens here is a lot of guys want to display their talent, be known as the bad rider. They jump on a bike, they don't fully understand it, and they want to be seen, want to be heard.
Right.
That's what happens here. But as I telling you now, like, as you see me doing things skilled and controlled, it can change.
Right.
Before, they never used to see it. Most guys, as I tell you, just used to do one thing. So everybody thinks riding mad on the road is the only way to ride. When they see it, they'll try to do better. That's my hope for my mindset of it.
With people like you influencing them, hopefully they can and will change that mindset. If you're going to learn to do it proper, do it through a school, do it with an instructor, not learn it through the guy in the community, you've seen it done it just twice,
Correct. Take your time. There's no rush. That's also I have to tell people, there's no rush. And I think that's a lot of it. Everybody wants to rush to get there to be, glorified. You have to take your time. Take your time.
Here's another question. Why do you do stunting? What makes you so passionate about it?
Honestly, I As I said before, stunting just came to me. Honestly, like I used to see it, and it used to amaze me that you can take a machine and control it, like really have it under your control. It used to amaze me. So as I tell you, as I started writing, I said, I see a guy do this. Let me try it.
Yeah.
And from there, I don't know, it just resonates with me. I can't fully tell you how.
Yeah.
It's the feeling. You see that feeling with that wheel in the air and you gliding or you going forward. That feeling is very addictive. It's very addictive in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But it's very addictive. Similar to how you riding, you feeling so nice. Riding, you cruising and you riding, and when you reel in and you're doing stunts, it's like you have an extra control, an extra adrenaline rush, more adrenaline while you're under control. It's an awesome feeling.
So how much more time do you see yourself on a motorcycle?
Boy, I don't even know. I don't calculate it. I just ride and enjoy it. Maybe when I get older, I'll be one of those old guys with them cruisers. You seeing it and talking about my glory days. So I just enjoy it.
I wonder if you'll be wheeling the cruisers too in your old boy days.
I don't think so. I give that to the youngsters. I give that to them. I know that in life there's a time and a place for everything. That's why I'm enjoying this experience now.
Yeah.
I will never, as long as I can ride, I think I will ride, but I won't always ride this aggressively. I would like to share my talent, share my skill, and let it see how far it can reach and go.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's one of the goals of my legacy, to inspire people in a positive way and let them know that you can achieve anything. You can do almost anything if you put your mind to it. You focus and you put your mind to it, you can do it, and that's what I want to be, known for, or to leave when I leave riding. When I say, well, I tip my hat to it.
Yeah.
And the next person, you go forward. And as I tell you, the world that we're living in now, you need these things, because influence is anywhere now. It's not like before where certain people used to get influenced because of they was actually doing good. You can, almost anybody can be influenced, even in nonsense. They have the media for it. Before, certain people would entertain certain things, but you can almost see anything.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the positivity there. I try my best.
And I could imagine also you meet so many people through riding and
Don't even let me get started.
Wow.
Don't even let me get started. I'm gonna tell you, right, almost, let me put it, all of my opportunities in life came through riding.
Yeah.
Almost all of my opportunities, almost everything that I've seen, traveled, be able to do was through riding. I rode in Paris, France, and I don't even speak French. So what does that show you? And I met a guy saw me post that I was in Paris, and the man like messaged me like, yo, you want to ride? You want to ride this week? You was in Paris? I said, yeah, man, I would ride. And the man came for me.
Wow.
The man didn't. It's so funny. That story is so funny. The guy didn't even have a bike.
No?
The man, at the time his bike was being repaired, the man said he want me to ride so much. The man bought a bike for me to ride.
He bought a bike for you to
The
ride?
day the man came for me and bought a bike and said, listen, ride that. The man bought a bike so I could ride it. And the man drove his car and took me to a place with all the other riders and just tell me, ride. I just want you to ride and these guys to see you riding.
Wow.
You understand?
This guy heard or saw you online or something?
Me, yes, he saw me on my social medias, yeah.
Wow.
That's the same thing in England. I have a cousin that rides, and he was like, come up. So when I went to England, I rode. Yeah, that's how my life has been. Even like I met a guy in St. Vincent. He's from Martinique.
Uh-huh.
And I went to Martinique and the same thing. The guy just gave me his bike and told me, ride, you have to. And the man took me all over to see all kinds of different people.
Wow.
And like this guy, like, that's how riding has been. That's another thing for me about riding. Riding brings a lot of free-spirited people, and it's a lot of people to
Yes.
that
Yep.
you have an open mind, because everybody doesn't have an open mind, and people embrace riders a lot.
Yeah.
People really embrace riders. So like you ride, it's be like, yeah, I ride, and y'all can have a conversation from there, no matter what bike you ride. Almost no matter what bike you ride, because y'all have that kind of passion together. That is what brings unity. That's what brings the ability for me to be able to do majority of these things through biking. And you don't really find that in much different sports.
Right.
You don't really find that. There's a lot of people that might play basketball, a lot of people might play football, and you know, you might pass them, you might see them unless you play a game with them or on a team, you pass them. But most bikers, from time you stop anywhere and you see a next biker, you initiate some kind of conversation. Hey, nice bike, man.
Yeah.
I used to ride, or you know, I have a bike, or what. It's always that. It's always that.
I really hope you enjoyed that. It was my pleasure sharing this with you. Hey, if you enjoyed, please hit that like button down below. Of course, share it with any and every single person you know, because I know someone wants to see Sergi and hear what he has to say, and yeah, just have some fun. We appreciate your comments as always. Feel free to drop a line. We would like to read what you think. If you enjoy seeing these types of videos, let us know so we could, you know, put some more stuff like this together for you. Of course, you're more than welcome to subscribe. It's all good if you do, it's all good if you don't, but if you don't, guess what? You'll be missing out on whatever it is I get up to, and I know you don't want to do that. As always, get control of your body, take time for your mind, love yourself first so you can love others. Until the next time. Boop, boop.